Little bunny rabbit. Ice cream.
Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. A special warm welcome if you're brand new here. My name's KiwiSimsKate. Kiwi because I'm from New Zealand, Sims because I love The Sims, and Kate because that's my name. Today I'm bringing you a speed build that is actually a shell challenge originally. So I completed this build as part of a good friend of mine's shell challenge a little while ago now. So it's one of my slightly older builds, but I haven't properly shared it all with everyone yet. So I thought it would be a really cute build to become a speed build. I was really happy with how this turned out. When I started thinking about what I was going to do with the shell, the more I looked at it, the more I realized how small it was. And I kind of thought maybe, because I really wanted to build 2 homes in one. And when I started looking at how much space I had, I was not sure I was going to be able to do that. I built this not that long after the For Rent expansion pack came out. So of course I was like super obsessed with building duplexes, townhomes, little apartment blocky things, anything that allowed for that new style of build to be created and then, you know, to be able to be used properly in the game. So firstly, I just want to shout out my dear friend Felicia Serenity. She is on YouTube, so go and check out and subscribe to her YouTube channel. She's also on Twitch, and then obviously you can follow her other socials as well. But she is a dear friend. She's also one of my mods on my stream channel, but streams herself and also creates content for YouTube. So definitely check out her work. We love it a bit. And I had a lot of fun working on this shell. So I'll talk you through kind of what I was thinking. I wanted to create 2 homes, and both homes are 2 stories. So it's kind of split not directly down the middle. So one of the homes is a little bit bigger. I think it's 1 tile wider, the build, at least on the ground floor. And then I think not too sure about upstairs, actually. I can't remember, but yes, it was a challenge. It was a tight squeeze, but I managed to get everything in that I wanted. Both homes are just single bedrooms, so 1 bedroom per unit, and I guess it's a larger home. The home on the left, has a bedroom upstairs that's like a mezzanine level, which means, if you're not familiar, that's like a story or a floor in a build that is not completely closed off from the floor below. So you'll see what I mean when I get to that bit. The stairs go up, and then there's not actually any wall that closes the bedroom in. So effectively, if you had someone downstairs, you could look up to the railing and look at someone who was standing inside the bedroom. Yes, so start from the beginning, I suppose. I wanted to create something that felt a little British, but then obviously, as per usual, I just put my own kind of twist on it. So you see this a lot in London townhomes, these sort of brick walled in front courtyards. I used to live in London, in case you haven't heard me say that before. I do say that quite a lot. I really think it's quite adorable, just a little cute courtyard. And of course, because the build is, I put the build on the smaller lot, I didn't have any space for backyards, so I wanted to give them a little patio type area, courtyard in the front, and I add a few more details to those a little later. But for the most part, these homes, well, I guess one is not that cluttered, and then the other is mildly cluttered, I guess I would say, not heavily cluttered. I wanted them to be playable, so the whole build has been play tested and it's up on the gallery, so you can download it. KiwiSimsKate is my gallery ID, and it shouldn't give you any problems. I had an absolute nightmare play testing the left home. Something was not right in the kitchen and my sim was unable to use the oven, and I couldn't figure it out for ages, and then I just had to, then it ended up being, I think that the oven was just in not the right place. So what that means is when you download this build, the oven will be in a slightly different position to where it is when I do the speed build. So apologies for that, but I thought it was far more important to actually have this build be playable than stick to the speed build, you know. So so there's that. And then what else can I tell you about the exterior? I don't know, I just really liked it. I love building with brick. I love this sort of, yeah, more traditional brick look. The more I build these styles of homes, the more and more I want to build them, I think. I'm really enjoying them at the moment. And they're nice and compact. So, you know, if you are building a big family home, for me, it takes me quite a while, especially when it comes to furnishing the house. Whereas this, it was a really nice amount of time to complete. Like it was, you know, it satisfied my itch for building, but it didn't feel like, oh God, I'm still going. How long is this build going to take me? So it's sort of a perfect size for me, I think, this sort of size build. I'm putting a bit of landscaping around the place, just a bit of greenery, a few plants to make the place look a little bit more lively. Oh, and I forgot to mention, out the front of the left house, I put the little like for sale sign, or maybe it's for rent or whatever. It looks like a sign that indicates that house is either for sale or for rent now or in the near future. And I purposefully didn't clutter that house as much because I imagined either the person who lives there currently is kind of getting ready to leave, or maybe someone has only just moved in. So of course you can move things around as much as you like. But I just really wanted to use the sign mostly, and I thought it looked really cute out the front of the houses. So I did that, and then the right house has got a little seating area out the front, so they can just sit there and maybe be a bit nosy about who's walking down the street or down by the canal. If you put this house where I had it in, this is in Newcrest. It's I can't remember the name of the lot, but it's the lot that's right up the top left of the map when you're looking at the map, that sits right beside the canal, the 20 by 15 lot. Then out the front as well, you would have seen me add the clotheslines as well. So I added a clothesline in each. I thought that was a cute little touch out the front, to make it look, again, quite like a little practical home. And there's not enough space for a dryer in the house, so they need to use washing lines to dry their clothing. And a couple of some rubbish bins out the front as well, some larger rubbish bins. In this house, this is the first one that I furnished, the smaller of the two, the one on the right. And I took a little bit of inspiration. I mean, it's not at all like my old apartment in Japan, but I guess I put my head in a space like I was living somewhere like Japan or even like London in the middle of the city where there's not as much space as where I live now in New Zealand. We've got far more space, but yeah, I wanted this particular house to feel very, I mean, it is compact, but I wanted it to feel like it was made to be compact but still very usable. So every area of the house has a use or a function, every corner. This tiny kitchen is so small, but yes, it is usable. The only thing that they don't have in this kitchen is a like a stove top, but I thought that was kind of a nice touch. I've done that on purpose. I did think about adding one in. I put the washing machine for this house in the kitchen as well, which I think I go back and I add shortly. And again, that's a thing that's super common in London, in townhouses and things. Just because of the lack of space, they have a washing machine generally like built into their kitchen cabinets. And often it's like a front loading washer dryer combo. At least that's what I had in my apartment. So this house, yeah, it's got a tiny kitchen, but still, I promise you, plenty of space to prepare food for your sim. I used the small fridge, which I really loved using, and I used the benchtop oven. So there's no stove top. You won't be able to do anything like frying food. So I'm afraid that means, sorry, grilled cheese, you're out for now. But I'm sure if you wanted to shift some things around and try and fit that in, you could probably. I don't know. But I liked the idea of purposefully not putting a stovetop in because I think it's realistic in some cases. And then the living room, so it's sort of a walk-through kitchen, living room, and then upstairs for the rest of the house. I used, thankfully, we have this amazing small profile items from Tiny Living. I love that pack. It's given us a lot of great items that are perfect for small spaces. So I use that TV stereo bookshelf combo. I love the sofa I used here. It's one of my favorites. I wish we had a bigger variety of swatches in it, and I kind of wish we had some like cool patterns as well. I think it's a city living sofa because I think it's like an item that you have to use a cheat for to get it on the normal menu. I think it's like a reward item or something. I can't remember because I never do that part of the gameplay, so I usually just buy it through the build by menu. And then I also managed to squeeze in a little gaming computer area here right underneath the stairs. So as I was building this, I thought I kind of had a gamer or streamer in mind. I thought maybe, this is a streamer's first apartment on their own. And I've set up this little nook for them with some colored lights. They're all about kind of blue lights, and they've got some, I use the tool mod to rotate those hanging starlights, and I put them up along the banister, like it looks like they're hanging from the staircase, and used a few other colored lights as well to give that corner a bit of a streamer makeover. And then I imagine if you had all the other lights turned off on that floor, it would look even cooler. Like the blue would really stand out. And then I move upstairs, and as you can see already, it is pretty tight. It's quite small up here, but again, still plenty of space to fit everything I needed. Even some additional artwork on the walls up here. I end up adding another window to the back of that house too, just where the stairwell is, because I wanted to move one of the windows out of the bathroom. It was sort of being a bit annoying and not allowing me to use the space of the bathroom in a way that I really wanted to. This bit that I'm doing here with the tool mod is I wanted this to look like, again, the space is tiny, so I wanted to use that wall-mounted shower from, I think, Discover University. Oh, this is me putting the washing machine downstairs as well. Yeah, so I wanted to use that wall-mounted shower, but I didn't just want it to look, I wanted it to look semi-realistic, so I didn't want it to just look like there was no door, no curtain, nothing at the, entry to the shower. So I used tool mod to size up that, it's like a dividing frosted glass panel. I sized it up so it was almost the height of the room itself, and then I sunk it into the wall so that only a little kind of section of the side sticks out. And my idea is that I wanted it to look like it's a sliding door, so it kind of is inbuilt into the wall, and when you get into the shower you can slide it across and close it so your shower water isn't going all over the bathroom. So hopefully I achieved that. If you like it, let me know. Yeah, I was quite happy with the solution that I came up with there. And I think it just gives it a little bit more character than just leaving it open, that shower nook open. The bedroom as well, I wanted to give it a little bit of personality. Again, I was trying to make this quite recognizable as maybe a gamer or streamer house. I merged together 2 single beds. I didn't find a double that I liked, and also this room is so small, the 2 singles work way better anyway. They're kind of like I think of the double beds in The Sims as queen sized, and what I wanted was like a double sized bed, right? So yeah, I merged the 2 singles where I can get it not quite as wide as the double beds and save just a little bit of space, and it looks a little bit more in kind of line with the size of this room. Again, it's all playable. Your sim can use the bed, they can get around it, they can get to the closet, etc, etc. And then I cluttered up the headboard of the bed with a few little bits and bobs that I thought maybe they would own, and put a bit more personality on the walls as well, as some plants, some foliage, of course, because I can't build anything without plants. It would just be a tragedy, honestly. And then I move on to the second house. So this is slightly bigger. It comes out further at the front. It's also, I think, 1 tile wider along the ground floor, and it just feels a bit more spacious. Because it is bigger, but also the mezzanine, because it's not closed off at the top, it gives that illusion of being a lot larger than it really is. I also wanted to use in both of the houses when I built this, at the time the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack was quite new, so I wanted to make use of the cabinets, the counters, the kitchen counters, and the other kitchen gear. I think it's so gorgeous. It's such a lovely stuff pack. I definitely recommend it, and I love the swatches. I think it's quite unique as well, in terms of what we've already got in the game, and yeah. Big fan of the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack. That is a tongue twister. I liked using these darker cabinets. So when I picked out my cabinets, I thought, okay, let's go for a bit of a darker, moodier, quite modern color scheme in the kitchen here. So we've got the darker counters, the darker oven swatch, and then these black blinds were absolutely perfect. I'm also completely obsessed with the sink from Home Chef Hustle. I love it so much. But then the fridge I used is one of our fridges we've had in the game for a while because I really like it. I feel like it looks so realistic, this white swatch, and then there's like a kind of faded peach swatch that I really enjoy using as well, particularly if I'm doing kind of more realistic older homes that need a bit of TLC. The other thing I just want to mention about the kitchen, because I don't think we go back in there for furnishing again, is the stand mixer that we got with Home Chef Hustle that you saw me put on the bench. I actually had to delete it in the end. So if you download this build, it will not be there. Feel free to add it, but when I play tested it, I couldn't get it to work on that particular counter, so I had to shift it to another counter, and then I didn't like the look of where it was, and so yeah, I did a whole back and forth for ages and ended up just removing it. The living room here is probably more cluttered than I intended, because at this stage I started to get a little bit carried away with the decorations. I find it really hard not to clutter because it looks so bare to me without clutter. But I would like to start trying to build some more kind of, more plainly decorated homes that can work as sort of for gameplay purposes, that would be good for, if your sim has just moved in, or if you just want to be able to clutter it with your own sim's items depending on their personality. So that is a challenge I would like to pose for myself in the near future. I've given them a bookshelf as well. I always like to have a few activities for my sims in their homes. So there's the bookshelf, the TV. What else has this sim got? Oh, there's also the keyboard. I thought about putting in one of the upright pianos, but I decided to just go with the keyboard. It doesn't take up quite as much space, and the upright piano would have blocked the window anyway and looked a bit weird, so I thought the keyboard worked fine in here. And then just a few more wall decorations, and I do come back and I remember, if you're thinking to yourself, Kate, you forgot the rubbish bin again in the kitchen, I do come back and put one in right now. There you go. So I initially forgot it, but I eventually pulled myself up on that. This house here, unlike the one beside it, the bathroom is on the ground floor, so it's just off the kitchen, which I don't really love doing, but for these kinds of really small homes, I think it makes a lot of sense because there's not a lot of space anywhere else. And they've just got a shower, toilet, sink, and then their washing machine is in this bathroom because I had space for it, so I thought it worked well. And I squeeze a little mirror in the side there beside the window, and just a few little lived-in decorations, some towels on the top of the washing machine, and laundry detergent, and I think a rug, just the general things that go into a bathroom. I'm not particularly creative when it comes to my bathrooms. I see some people that do amazing work and I think, oh, I wish I had the patience. But when it comes to doing the bathrooms, I often have run out of steam, and I just make sure I've got the bare minimum in there. Maybe use one or two different decorations. Often they're the same things that I've always used. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, that'll do. Upstairs is our last section for this house. So as you can see, I'm just putting some furniture in and then cluttering that up as well. But before I run out of time, because the screenshots are coming up shortly, I just want to thank you for watching this build, and want to let you know again, if you want to download it from the gallery, it is CC free, it is gameplay tested. KiwiSimsKate is my gallery ID. You can download this one and all my other builds there as well that are up on YouTube. Please do subscribe and hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you like about it. We love a comment, and I read them all, I promise you. You can follow me over on twitch.tv/KiwiSimsKate. I stream there live and we have a lot of fun. Gameplay, build, all sorts. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care out there. Bye.